And now, Anna Everything proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean stepsisters named Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi. Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi all together. One day, the king of Sevenville's messengers said, Hear ye, the king of Sevenville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Septupling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi argue over who will marry Prince Septupling later. Cinderella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Septupling, while her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, Cinderella? Cinderella responds, I have lots of chores to be done. I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Septupling. Cinderella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. So she waves her magic wand. Because of that, Cinderella's chores are all done. But Cinderella's godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 7 pumpkins. Cinderella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 7 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 14 strong horses. And then Cinderella's wear clothes into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, I've never seen such a septuple-tastic gown. And get a lot of my glass slippers, Cinderella's fairy godmother said. Have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everyone will change back to the way it was before. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Septupling said, Who should marry me? Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi say all together, He's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Septupling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Septupling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So she traveled around Severnville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the home where Cinderella, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Septupling finds her 5 ugly, mean stepsisters. He then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper one by one? Sophia first, but her foot is too big. The rest is the same, but none of their feet fit. Suddenly, Prince Septupling notices Cinderella's sweet slimmy. The glass slipper fits! Cinderella and Prince Septupling now live happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers, and this is the 2835th episode of Andrew Does Everything. Hang on. And now I've been debating on making the Cinderella sequels. I could do that. So, if you want to see Cinderella 2 7 Dreams Come True, maybe I can do it a 7-episode tradition. And all of you, I hope you enjoyed this parody fairy tale about rags to riches. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And, oh, look at the time. And well, Andrew's Doers, if we time this video just right, and a few minutes later, wait for it. And if we can time this video just right, maybe I could still do it a 7-episode tradition, by the way. And then this video is 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And take care, Andrew's Doers. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and buy our merchandise too. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Ophelia, Ursula, Ramona, Tanya, twins, Elena and Ella, and Nina. Fiona, or Ophelia, Ursula, Ramona, Tanya, Ella, Elena, and Nina made Cinderella do all the chores, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Fiona, Ophelia, Ursula, Ramona, Tanya, Elena, Ella, and Nina all together. One day, the king of Quadra, the Compilingham's messengers rise and says, Hear ye, the king of Quadra, the Compilingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quadra the Coupling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Fiona. Ophelia said, No way, Fiona, he's going to marry me. Ursula said, Both of you are wrong, he's going to marry me. Ramona said, All 3 of you are wrong, he's going to marry me. The rest said, All 4 of you are wrong, he's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad doing chores that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quadra the Coupling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, Cinderella? In which Cinderella responds, I have lots of chores to be done, but I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quadra the Coupling. Cinerella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, Cinerella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some ice. Luckily, Cinderella was 14 pumpkins and 28 mice. 14-year-old's fairy godmother waved her magic wand again to turn the 14 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 28 mice into horses for the coach to drive, and 14-year-old's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 14-year-old said, "I've never seen such a fantastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers," and hopped onto the coach. Her fairy godmother said, "Have fun, 14-year-old, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before," and gave her a clock to tell her what time it is. 14-year-old accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quarter the coupling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona, Ophelia, Ursula, Ramona, Antonia, Elena, Ella, and Nina say, "He's walking towards me," all together, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 14-year-old. 14-year-old and Prince Quarter the coupling dance happily together. But when 14-year-old checks her clock, it's almost midnight! So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both of her glass slippers. Prince Quarter the coupling was so worried that he might never see 14-year-old again. So he traveled all around Quarter the coupling had to find her and brought the 2 glass slippers with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the home with 14-year-old and her 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. But instead of 14-year-old, he finds her 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. Prince Quarter the coupling then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers?" Fiona is first, but her feet are too big. Ophelia is next, but her feet are too small. The rest do the same thing, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Quarter the coupling notices 14-year-old singing, "The glass slippers fit!" 14-year-old gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Quarter the coupling back. And then Prince Quarter the coupling and 14-year-old lived happily ever after. The end. I hope this was a fun story, Andrew Stewards. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 21 It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 21 had 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Irina, Olivia, Nadia, and Erica. 9 of them made fun of 21 and made her do all the chores. 21 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said the stepsisters all together. One day, the king of Umvidgetulingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Umvidgetulingham, his majesty, is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Umvidgetupling." But 21 is not welcome. Her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Umvidgetupling. Later, 21 is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Fidget Tumbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother rises and comforts her. There now, 21-Arella. I can help with a bit of magic. No one will know it's you. And so she chants the magic words, Vegetitity, Vegetantity, Vegetantity on Woo, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 20-Arella's chores are all done, and she now has a dress grown bigger and better. 21-Arella says, I've never seen such an vegetable-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers! But 21-Arella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 21-Arella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. And then, luckily, 21-Arella has 21 pumpkins and 42 mice. 21-Arella's fairy godmother chants the magic words. Vegetitity, vegetantity, on Woo, and waves her magic wand to turn the 21 pumpkins into a handsome coach and 42 mice into horses. Cinderella climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, have fun, 21-Arella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And so, 21-Arella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Fidget Tumbling was wondering who he should marry. 21-Arella arrives at the ball just in time. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Dina, Olive, Nadia, and Erica say all together. Olivia, he's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Fidget Tumbling is walking towards 21-Arella. May I have this dance? As Prince Fidget Tumbling, to which 21 says, I would be delighted. Prince Fidget Tumbling and 21-Arella dance happily together. But later, 21-Arella realizes it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Fidget Tumbling was so worried that he might never see 21-Arella again. The king of Fidget Tumbling had comforted him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find 21-Arella, he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find 21-Arella and brought the glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked at the door of the house where 21-Arella and her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 21-Arella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina and Erica. Prince Fidget Tumbling then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Fidget Tumbling and the King of Fidget Tumbling, known as 21-Arella's sweet singing. She hollered excitedly, Prince Fidget Tumbling, is that you? She hollered excitedly, My dear daughter-in-law, 21-Arella. We found you, exclaims the king of Fidget Tumbling, and the glass slipper fits. 21-Arella, Prince Fidget Tumbling, and the king of Cinderella then lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything, etc. Take care. Bye.